Yo, what's going on, man? Today is January the 24th. Welcome into the ChrisBeCappinn Show. It's only 3 games on the board for today, so it'll be a pretty light show. We had just one official play yesterday. Ended up being the Pacers. The only thing that I played was the Pacers. They went all the way to France to absolutely get mollywopped by the San Antonio Spurs yesterday. A rematch tomorrow is going to be interesting. Probably end up staying off of that one. So officially, 0-1 day for me. A lot of the things we talked about outside of that were absolute winners. I just couldn't stomach like having a bunch of losses yesterday. I really, really couldn't, man. I could not stomach, like I kept seeing Kyrie. Every time I blinked my eyes, I kept seeing Kyrie hit that 3-pointer that cost me the night before. So it was a light day for myself yesterday. The short list went undefeated though, as it typically always does. Well, not always does, but it typically hits more than not. The Bucks team total up and over was an easy winner. The Denver Nuggets team total up and over was an easy winner. The Washington Wizards team total under. I think they scored 93 points, and then Austin Reeves under his 6.5 assists. He finished with 6 assists last night. So probably should have made a few more plays, but like I said, I kind of needed to go light yesterday. So I'll take that and move on today. Let's go through a couple comments real quick because I didn't update the actual sheet, but it was a minus 0.75 unit day for me yesterday in the association. Let's go through a couple comments and then we'll jump into it for today. Get through this quick 3-game slate. What up to my guy Justice? Says top of the morning. Brian says top of the morning. Chris, how about them Lakers last night? Made up for my Indy game yesterday. I like the card today. I'm glad you like it, my brother. Yeah, the Lakers look good. If they can shoot the 3-point shot like that and play with that intensity on defense, I mean, they gonna always have a chance, man. You just don't know when you're gonna get that effort from the Lakers. I also watched them play against the Dallas Mavericks team, without Luka and Kyrie, and act like they never played basketball before. So Boston kind of played with their food the night before against the Clippers, and that's what they get. I'm glad the Lakers did get the win last night. Shout out to the Los Angeles Lakers. What up, Flint? He says, morning. He says, the vibe. Let's cook up today. Short day. Let's get it. He says, yo, Chris, go talk to Toast. He ain't focusing enough when he analyzing college ball. He told us take Sam Houston, and they got smoked. Man, Toast is good at college basketball. He goes through his ups and downs like we all do. Yeah, I like Toast. Sometimes I'll watch Toast, just handicap the games. I don't really bet too much college basketball, but I'll listen to his breakdowns. I like them. I think they're very thorough. Shout out to my guy Toast. Taylor says, good morning. What's up, Taylor? Says, good morning. Gotta love tomorrow's slate. Yeah, it's a small slate today. We'll find some winners for sure. It's a couple things I'm looking at, so I'm excited to be back on the train. Raptors fan says, good morning. Wizards team total under continues to be a cash cow. Man, the Wizards and Kyle Kuzma, I should have played Kuzma under too. Kuzma is just not locked in, not good at basketball, whatever you want to call it. He had 0 points at halftime. Andrew says, created my new Jokic triple-double. Yeah, Jokic was crazy last night. I was watching that game. Just what, like, it's kind of indescribable what Jokic is doing. If people know, they know. What up, GLB Bats? Good morning, Merrill. Appreciate you for tapping in. King Prediction in here. Top of the morning. Peasy says Austin Reeves under 6.5 with the flex. He did stay up and under that number. What up, guys? Gift says appreciate the content and insight, my guy. Let's get it. Appreciate that. Good morning, Manny. Good morning, Big Marv. Says Brian says your handicap was on point. Appreciate all the hard work. I'm glad you made some money if you did. What's up, Nayeli? Good morning to you. She says, let's get after the bag. 1780 Guap says he had a 3-0 day yesterday. Christian Braun to get 10 points. Asar to get 6 boards, and Dort with a sweaty over 1.5 threes. Justin says, I bet Jokic triple-double every home game. I don't know why you wouldn't. I probably should have been on the train, man. I'm kind of stubborn in my approach. Just a little late to get through the things that I should probably be getting to. Let's get into jaXon for today. So jaXon is your AI sports betting buddy, as you guys already know. Let's see. My prompt for jaXon today actually looks like it didn't work. I was interested to know what jaXon thought about the total between the Philadelphia 76ers and the Cleveland Cavaliers. That is I think the first game on the board for today. So let me see if I can connect to the server and get a prompt real quick. Cavs versus 76ers total over or under. Let's see if we can get something from jaXon real quick. It typically don't take too long. But while jaXon is loading up, if you guys are new to the show, which I know a lot of you guys aren't, but if you are new, jaXon is an AI sports betting like algorithm. It's just a really cool way to like get some extra consideration for your plays, or maybe you just kind of tell whatever jaXon tells you to take. But jaXon been cooking up too. jaXon, I think, I can't remember what jaXon was on yesterday, but jaXon I know has been cooking recently. So it's a really cool way to kind of analyze player props, sides, totals, whatever it is that you're looking at, team totals. jaXon can really spit out a bunch of different information and save you a ton of information. Let's see. jaXon tells me that I'm analyzing. I'm sorry, I'm having question request. Keep tracking. So no jaXon today. Maybe I'll see if I can get it to work, and I'll post a standalone video a little later. But it looks like it's having some complications right now, which is weird. I've never gotten this before. It says, "Can you try again later?" So I don't know. Maybe jaXon taking a nap. We'll say it's nap time for jaXon right now. But getting into the games for today, first one we got up is the Portland Trail Blazers and the Charlotte Hornets. This line opened at 4.5. Let me just get over to my notes. Opened at 4.5 and opened at 5, and it's come down to 4.5. Looks like it's at 5.5 too. So it really just depends on what number you want. I see 5.5 on ESPN Bet, 4.5 on Bet365, and DraftKings got a 5. So it's kind of all over the market, and the total is dropping. It opened 222, and it's down to 221 right now. It looks like it's consensus, but I see some 221 and 220, some 220 and a halves out here, a 219 and a half on Bet365. So getting into the matchup here, we got to start with the injury report, and that's why I kind of like the total in this game a little bit more than the side or the spread. From a spot perspective, it's absolutely a Charlotte spot. The Portland Trail Blazers are in a terrible spot. 5th game in 7 nights, second leg of back-to-back, 7th game in 11 nights, 6th game in 9 nights, no rest. Is an absolute fade spot. It's also a spot to look towards the under. I know Portland has been playing really good basketball, and I'm not even saying that you fade them here in this spot. So getting into the injury report, there will be no Aiden, there will be no Klingon, no Matisse Thybulle, but they have gotten healthier over the last few games. You got Anthony Simons just came back. Shaedon Sharpe is back. Kamara came back from an illness. Jeremy Grant had been missing like 5 or 6 games with the facial contusion. He is going to play today, and they'll have. Hopefully they have Robert Williams down there to protect the paint, but even if they don't, like, it's really just Mark Williams. Who are you afraid of on the Charlotte Hornets side of things that you're not going to be able to like slow this Charlotte Hornets offense down? This is not a great offense, man. They also got LaMelo Ball, Brandon Miller listed as questionable in this game. I'm sorry, LaMelo Ball is listed as questionable and Bridges listed as questionable. Brandon Miller get well soon. I think he's going to have surgery on his wrist, so he's done for the season. You hate to see that if you're Charlotte. It's going to be a lot of unders, I think, with the Charlotte Hornets. They only have 11 wins and 29 losses, so they're probably more tank mode, even though I still feel like they'll play hard defensively. Seth is listed as questionable, and Cody Martin is probable in this game. So under would be my recommendation here. Based on the injury report, maybe the number goes up if Miles Bridges and LaMelo get ruled in. But this total is already on the move, and it's moving south, and I agree with it. It's coming down with potential rest spot for both teams' key players. Like I said, LaMelo and Bridges being on the injury report. Portland could potentially rest players as well. And the total already heading in that direction. It's clearly an under spot in my opinion. Don't look now, but the Portland Trail Blazers are actually 6th best defensive rated team last 5 games. Do I think it's sustainable? No. But this was supposed to be their identity. The Portland Trail Blazers were supposed to be a team that plays slow, that struggled to score the basketball. And that's what we see. This is not a great shooting team by any metric at all. And they do play really, really slow as well. They're 27th last 5 games in offensive efficiency, which is also where they rank on the full season when they've been on the road. They also play at a bottom 6 pace on the road as well, which has led to them being 15-8 to the under. 65% of their games on the road have actually gone under. Last night, we saw them stifle the Orlando Magic. They gave up 79 points. Paolo went like 1 for 1 million last night. And Charlotte offense is not an offense that scares me. Charlotte is actually 10-2 to the under in home games this season if the total is greater than 220, including 5 straight unders. So Charlotte, Portland under 220, 220 and a half. I think that Hard Rock right now, if you got Hard Rock, There's a 221 out there, but that's the only way that I would be able to look in this game. Too difficult to bet from a side perspective right now, given the injury report. So those are my quick thoughts on this one. Let's see what you guys are thinking here. We got guys, guess this. We got to stop with the narrative of the Celtics being the best team in the league. Oh man, think they got it turned off right now. I'm interested to know who you think the best team is right now, guys. Let me know who you think is the best team in the NBA, because it feels like all of the top teams have been struggling with injuries right now. The Cavs will continue to be without Evan Mobley. We'll talk about them in a second. They didn't look really good in Houston, even though they probably should have won the game if Darius Garland hit the free throws. But they didn't look that great in Houston. Offense looked pretty bad against Houston. And then OKC, I think OKC is a fade right now. Like OKC, in my opinion, is an absolute fade until they get one of their bigs back. I watched PJ Washington get 20 boards last night. Well, 19. If they're going to play against a team that can rebound the basketball, they're not going to be able to be covering these 13, 14, 17-point spreads. So I'm interested to know who you think is the best team right now in the league. What's up, Cup of Joe? Appreciate you for tapping in. Mark Williams, Joel says, I can see Mark Williams having a big game here, likes his rebounds and assists. Good morning, Jose. What up, D Bookie? Says he's taking Portland plus the 4.5. Yeah, if Portland ran out of gas or set some players, it would not surprise me in this one at all. Like I said, it's a major travel fatigue spot. Now, granted, it's a super quick flight from Orlando to Charlotte. That probably took maybe 30 minutes if I had to guess. So from that perspective, no. But this is, like I said, second leg of back-to-back, 3rd and 4, 4 and 6, 5th and 7, 7 and 9, and 6th and 7th and 11 and 11 and 9. This is one of the worst fatigue spots that you can absolutely be in. So it's more of a Charlotte spot. I'm not laying 9.5 though. Merrill says he likes Bridges over his 26.5 points. Derrick Jones Jr. has been cashing at 9.5. But that's a whole different game. Denny over his PRA from Merrill. Let's see. GLB Best says I got Trent for the over, but I think I'm going to take a break from totals this week. Cannot talk you off of that at all. What's up, TK? It's top of the morning. Brian says Portland owns this series record, but you're right. Charlotte minus 4.5 and over. Yeah, when you think about the way Charlotte's been playing recently, they've been getting smoked. I mean, they did beat Dallas, I guess. Portland has not been playing well, so to see Portland as this short of a dog, it lets you know the state of both of these teams. But this should be an absolute Charlotte spot. No, I'm not betting it, but it sets up for a Charlotte spot for sure. Let's see what else y'all seeing in there. Portland 5-0 against the spread on the road versus the East, 5-2 against the spread on back-to-backs. That's something that's been cashing the last few years, I feel. Well, at least last year too. Portland was highly profitable on the second leg of a back-to-back. Portland plus 4.5 for D Bookie. Jason Moore says looking to see the number for Williams points plus rebounds along with double-double. Good morning, Hot TV Grit says he got some cash last night. Razor sharp yesterday, like Ski hairline. You two are a blessing. Appreciate this, bro. Appreciate this for sure. I think me and Ski will be back on Cal's show today. Morning, Christian. Appreciate you for tapping in. Says he's not happy with Boston right now. Charles is back with this game. Yeah, let's get over to the next one. Brian says, what up, Chris? Gonna live bet the Hornets here if they go down early. I couldn't talk you off of that. Christian likes Jeremy Grant to get some points today. Couldn't talk you off. Let's get over to the next one, a game that I really don't feel too strongly about either way. We got the Cleveland Cavaliers in Philly today. This line opened at 9.5. It's up to 10.5 now. Total open. I got it. My nose 229. It's come down to 228, 228.5 out there as well, depending on kind of where you're shopping. So for the Cleveland Cavaliers, we got to look at the injury report first because it does. I think it. Not that Cleveland isn't a well-oiled machine and with a bunch of pieces, but they got some guys out. So Evan Mobley's out. Isaac Okoro is also out, and then Karis LeVert is also listed as questionable. That's big in my opinion because if you don't have Okoro, you don't have LeVert. LeVert is like their six-man type scorer. Not that they don't have a Dean Wade and Gorgeous Niang, and Gorgeous Niang played for Philly too, so he might little revenge game for Gorgeous Niang if we even get his lines. But I think looking at the Philly side, of course, no Embiid. He probably should just retire at this point. Caleb Martin is out. Drummond is also out. So you got Yabusele, who probably will be starting at the 5 with Bonner behind him. PG is off the injury report. And then, of course, Outlier is also out. So Cleveland has won both games already this season. This will be the third straight game. Both of the games did go up and over the total when they played early this season. Cleveland did lose to Houston. They did lose to Houston, of course, with Darius Garland missing those free throws. For people who didn't get a chance to see it, he missed some clutch free throws. Couple of them. One wasn't just one. And they end up losing that game against Houston. So you got a little bit of a bounce back spot for Cleveland here. Of course, this is not the Houston Rockets at all. I think that they come in here and probably take care of business. I'm not looking towards Philly right now. It's really just that simple. Like, I know that they're at home. I know they're in a desperation spot. I'm not playing the Cavs, but I'm not looking towards Philly. The thing that holds me up just a tad bit is that, and I'm not sure how much it even matters, but Cleveland does have Houston again. That game is actually tomorrow, actually. First leg of a back-to-back for the Cavs here. They got the Houston Rockets coming to Cleveland tomorrow. So that's something that I think is worth noting here. I mentioned it not wanting to back Philly. 7 straight losses, 7 straight non-covers. First game back home after a 3-game road trip. They got steamed in Denver the other day. And it's the first leg of a back-to-back. They play in Charlotte tomorrow. So this isn't a game that really attracts me too much at all. I was looking potentially at Darius Garland. Maybe even some Max Strus and Dean Wade, to me, kind of profile very, very well against the Philadelphia 76ers. Not going to bring it up on the screen, but we will get an outlier for the next game. So just kind of sharing thoughts on this one, man. I can't get there with Philly at all. I'm interested to see how Cleveland handles this one, though, especially being first leg of a back-to-back. I considered first quarter team total over just because the 76ers defense has been pretty much non-existent. Just to put some numbers to that real quick. The Philadelphia 76ers are the worst defensive rated team last 5 games. They're giving up 129.6 points per 100 possessions. They're worst in their opponent effective field goal percentage, 62.9%. And they're giving up the most offensive rebounds. The Cavs, even through their last 5 games without Mobley, are the 7th best offensive rebounder team. So I thought about Cleveland early. They've been one of the better early teams in the NBA. So look towards them, maybe first quarter team total over or first quarter against the spread, thinking that they get their work done early against Philly. I'm not looking towards the Sixers, though. Can't quite get there with the Sixers right now. They're going to have to show me before I ever want to bet on them right now. Let's see what you guys are thinking. What up, user? Appreciate you for tapping in. Brian says LeVert may not play, but I like Cleveland first half for a game. Yeah, that's what I was kind of looking as well. I'm not sure if I'll get there and actually bet it. Merrill likes Kelly Oubre over his points, rebounds, and assists. PG over his 4.5 assists, been a cash cow as well. Taylor likes Gershon Yabusele over his 2.5 assists at plus 140. He says without Embiid and Drummond, he has played 39 minutes in all 9 games with 26 plus minutes versus teams 10th or better versus defending the restricted area. He's over in 7 of his 10 games, expecting him to have to kick it out and find shooters today. And that kind of makes sense, especially if he's been diming. I haven't watched Yabusele get a bunch of dimes, but that makes sense. And I know Taylor does his homework. So I think that's a pretty solid look, especially at plus 140. He's going to be in the start. He's projected to be in the starting lineup today, especially without Drummond. And Bonner he's not quite there yet. Not quite there yet. Christian says Cavs Blazers money line. Let's eat. Okay. Garland over his points. D Bookie says 76ers plus 9.5. No Mobley, no LeVert, no cover for him. So he's going to take Philly to cover for the first time in 8 games. Eventually they're going to cover one, but I'm not sure when it's going to be. Let's see. Burns, what's up, bro? Hope all is well with you in VA. JFX says give me the Sixers by the points. Books are fooling these betters maybe. 76ers are trash, Andrew says. Merrill likes Jared Allen. Good morning, Tasha. Justin played the over 228.5, put it in his pocket. Bookie says Maxey getting 25 tonight. Could see some of that. Naeli likes the Cavs minus 10. Thinks that they get the job done. The Cavs better not play with their food like Boston did. Yeah, Boston played with their food the night before, though. So I think we get a motivated spot here for the Cavs, man. The last time I tried to bet against the Cavs, I didn't bet against them, but I took the last time I tried to bet against, last time I bet against the Cavs, they weren't coming off a loss, though. Was the Suns game last week, and they smoked the Suns. But the last time I tried to bet against them coming off a loss, was against the Pacers, and I just bet the under, and their offense went bananas. I think they scored like 135 points in their next game, so that's why I kind of lean towards them. I think Philly has been playing a bit faster. Let's just double check that real quick. Philly pace is in Cleveland. So Philly actually not playing fast. They're 28th in pace, but they can get paced up. They got paced up against Denver, and Cleveland is 16th in pace last 5 games, which is actually slower than they typically play. On the road, they're 11th in pace. At home, they're 8th in pace. Overall, they're 8th in pace as well. But last 5 games, they're actually 16th in pace. So Cleveland is playing a bit slower last 5 games. I think Houston kind of paced them down last game as well, probably taking into consideration here. Let's see. Derek says Philly 216-1 to the over-under at home in the first half. I think Dropping Dimes plays a lot of 76ers first half unders as well. I don't know, man. Cleveland offense scares me, but a first half under, I guess, could be in the realm of possibility. It's not like the 76ers gonna come out here and score a bunch of points themselves. So I guess I could be talked into a first half under 112.5. It looks like it's available. A lot of books don't even have first halves available right now. I just see it offered on Fanatics at 112.5 minus 120 right now. It looks like it's the best number. Cavs on the do not bet list. 1780 Guap says, what's up, TC? Appreciate you for tapping in. Struce threes line is nice, Andrew says. And what's up, Chasing the Bag? Appreciate you for tapping in. Flint says Jared Allen double safe too. Okay. All right, let's move over to the next one. We got the Pelicans last one. Pelicans and the Grizzlies. Line open. I think I saw 12. I think it's still 12. And it is coming down. I see 11.5 on FanDuel, on Bet36, on BetMGM. And the total continues to go north. This opened, I think, like 239 or 240. It's up to 244.5. I'm not quite sure like what's going on with this total. And the market that I want to play isn't open yet. But let's jump into the matchup. So you got a Pelicans team pretty well rested, and they've actually been doing pretty well. So let's get to injury report. So injury report first, we got Zion listed as out. No Herb Jones, no Brandon Ingram, of course. Messi is probable. I think he's going to play. And then DeJounte Murray is also probable. On the Memphis side, they will be without a couple guys, but we know that they're super deep team. Santi Aldama is listed as questionable, and then LaRavia has already been ruled out to go along with Marcus Smart, but they did get Gigi Jackson back a couple games ago. This is the third matchup of the season. Memphis won both of them. They covered one, didn't cover the other. The Pelicans have been playing some pretty good basketball, 4 straight wins. They've covered 7 of their last 10 games. This is 3 days rest because of their game that got canceled against Milwaukee because of the snowstorm. It's also the first leg of a back-to-back. They got the Charlotte Hornets tomorrow. And then on the Memphis side of things, second game at home, coming off 1 day's rest, third straight home game as well. And they played 4 straight. They've won 4 straight, covered 5 of their last 6. Of course, the one game that they didn't cover was the game we needed them to cover on MLK Day. They end up winning the game by 2 points. They got the Utah Jazz coming to town tomorrow. So no look ahead spot at all. Still be at the crib. I think it's a Memphis spot. I think Memphis turns up early in this game. The market that I want to play is first quarter team total over here for the Grizzlies. And I think it's pretty self-explanatory. This is like the old faithful, old reliable Memphis Grizzlies first quarter team total over. It's something that I actually started betting when I first started betting, just because Memphis always used to turn up in the first quarter at home, first half at home as well. But that team total is not available. I'll just keep double checking because the total continues to go up. The more it goes up, the more I don't like it. I would like to have gotten in on this last night, but it does look like it's available only on Fanatics right now. So we probably get a better number, but it's juiced to the over already. 31.5. It looks like it's the first quarter team total over. And that's the way that I would play this one. Looking back, just through game logs and, some advanced numbers, you got a Pelicans team that, honestly, in my opinion, not going to have too much rim protection. Messi out there, and that's about it. Memphis puts a lot of pressure on the rim. It's where they like to score the basketballs. At the rim, Ja Morant getting downhill. I don't think that there's a player I know that there's not a player on the Pelicans that Ja Morant can't get to the rim and dunk on. So I see him getting a bunch of assists in this game. Being able to get downhill. Memphis plays super fast, and the Pelicans are just pace up right now as well. Real quick, I want to put some numbers to that because I didn't write it down. Just going off memory. Let's see, Memphis and New Orleans. I think we see offense early too. So Memphis is they are the third best offensive efficiency team last 5 games at home. They are 8th in offensive efficiency. Last 5 games, they're 7th in pace. At home, they're number 1 in pace this season. And then, like I said, the Pelicans only playing one way right now. They're 8th in pace over the last 5 games, which is a lot faster than they had typically been playing. They're also 4th in scoring. But with no Zion, I think that the offense really, really struggles here. So Memphis first quarter team total over 31.5 is the way that I want to play this game. It's what I like the most. But let's transition over to Outlier really quickly, and I'll show you guys another way that I was thinking about putting some action in this game. So here we have Outlier. There is a link to a 7-day free trial in the description if you guys are interested. Looking at Mr. Desmond Bane here, up and over his 2.5 3-point prop. This is, I think, plus 105 over on ESPN Bet. Love that you can get plus money on it. And this is Desmond Bane, just quite simply put, when you look at these last 10 games, which you can see right here, this is how I kind of filtered it. You can see what form he's in. In 4 of his last 6, he's hit 4 threes or more. So he's shooting a 3-point shot really, really well. You can also see here that this Memphis team, this Pelicans team is not a good 3-point defensive team. They are the 6th worst defense in the NBA. And then there's potential for him to even get up a few more looks without LaRavia being there, without potentially no Santi Aldama as well. The threes are heavily correlated. You can see down here, you come down here, you can click here, and you can see that he's shooting 46% from the 3-point line. He's getting up about a little over 6 attempts per game and hitting right at 3. So you need him to hit 3 in this game. I think he absolutely can get to 3 here just because of how efficient he is, just because I think the shots will be there. You can see Ja getting downhill, putting a lot of pressure on the rim and kicking out to Desmond Bane for some open threes. I think there was one more thing I wanted to mention for Desmond Bane. Maybe that's it. All right, next player prop, because this is definitely a player prop type game. I think if you're looking on the other side of the basketball, my initial thought was to go with Trey Murphy because there is no Zion, and potentially he can still get there. But looking at DeJounte Murray, this is his 3 line. I wasn't even looking at that. It's super juiced anyway. I'm looking at DeJounte Murray rebounds and assists line. Line is at 13.5, minus 118. You can see the odds right here. Look at DeJounte's last 10 games. Up and over this number in 7 of his last 10, and what is that? 5 of his last 6. This Utah game was the game without Zion. He went up and over the first game against. No. He went under the first game. This game was a blowout. So I'm pretty sure if we come down here, we look at his minutes. Yeah, this was the game that he played 25 minutes. So we can filter this. You look at his last 10 games. You can see his minutes sitting about 32. So if we filter this for his rebounds and assists, we come down here. Let's just say he's playing 32 minutes or more. Last 10 games. 9 of his last 10 games, he's gone up and over this number. And it just makes a bunch of sense, man. He's over. I also filter this, and I'll show you guys how to do this real quick. These are 32 minutes. We can look at games without Zion because he'll have even more usage. He'll be required to get even more rebounds. Boom, perfect 10 for 10. But DeJounte Murray up and over his rebounds and assist line today. He's over in 63% of his games this season overall. 17 for 27 so far. He's played 23 games without Zion this season. He's hit the over in 15 of them. If you just look at the last 10 games without Zion, it's a 74% hit rate, which makes a ton of sense. Like I said, he's going to be the guy that's going to be distributing the basketball. CJ McCollum was somebody else that I looked at. He did have a really, really good game against this team. He's more the shooting guard. DeJounte's more the point guard. So I think the rebounds will be needed. And as long as this one doesn't turn into a blowout, I think that DeJounte's in a really, really good spot. You can also come down here and see the last time that he played Memphis, he had 7 rebounds and 9 assists. So he cashed this 13.5 pretty easily with 16 rebounds and assists combined. So I like DeJounte. I like Desmond Bane 3-point prop here more so than either one of those though. I do like the Memphis Grizzlies to go up and over their team total in the first quarter at something I've got to get back to running, man. Memphis Grizzlies first quarter team total up over 31.5. So that's what I'm liking here. Let's see what you guys are thinking. Let's see. I know I talked for a minute. 1780 Guap says Grizzlies first half. My Grizzlies got going offline in the second half. Been going offline. Yeah, I saw that. So the Grizzlies were winning by like 45 points, it feels like, against the Charlotte Hornets, and they let Charlotte come back and cover the spread last game. Boy, I would have been highly frustrated. They were laying a very, very similar number. I think it was 12, and Charlotte dominated the third and fourth quarter. So you kind of do want to get in and get out with Memphis, especially with them being on the first leg of a back-to-back and the Jazz coming to town tomorrow. It makes sense for them to turn up on a Friday night at home early in the game. J-Man like CJ McCollum, couldn't talk you off. Flint like Grizz first half as well. Let's see what their best first half number is. I'm thinking the Pelicans can cover against the Grizzlies. Remember that game against the Bucks got canceled the other day, so they are rested with a lot more with a more generous spread compared to last year. I could potentially see a backdoor here. GFX. The problem with that is if the Pelicans get smoked early, they may not come back because you could see the starters potentially rest. Because they're also on the first leg of a back-to-back. Remember, I said the Pelicans got Charlotte tomorrow. And, Justin talk about this all the time in the chat. He says it all the time. No props on a double-digit spread because that's when they go to die. The books are already telling you that this game's projected to be a blowout. So even with those things said, I think even if it is, like, as long as the game's not a blowout, I think DeJounte goes up and over his rebounds and assists. And then I like Desmond Bane to hit 2-3 threes. He can hit that in the first quarter. Memphis -12, no Zion, no cover for the Pels. Let's see. GLB best of looking at the under. I do think it's a little too high of a total. I really, really do. I know that these two teams play fast. I worry about the Pelicans being able to keep up without Zion. Like, you're gonna need somebody to score a bunch of points in this game. I know the Grizzlies aren't the greatest defense, but the Pelicans, when I went to sleep last night, the Grizzlies team total was like 126, and it's only moving up. It's actually 128.5. I haven't seen a team total that high this season. 128.5. I was afraid to pull the trigger on a 124.5 last night for Denver. This is 128.5 right now. That's absolutely insane. And the Pelicans are at 117. That's a lot of points too. So one poor quarter here and you're cooked. You definitely need this to be played with a bunch of pace if you like the over. I'm not on the over here. Luke Kennard for Merrill over his 14.5 points, rebounds, and assists. This also makes a lot of sense with Noah Adama. Potentially no Adama and no LaRavia. Trey Murphy for Merrill. I was looking at that. Memphis at home on a Friday. The best bet tonight. LJ says take him in a trifecta spot. Jay Steve says he grabbed the over last night at 241.5. CJ also likes CJ. CJ makes a bunch of sense here. He does make a bunch of sense. And this analysis makes a bunch of sense as well. You just need it to be close though. Justin played the 243. I need that first quarter, Charles. I need that first quarter, man. I just want to get in and get out with the Grizzlies. Not really care about the second half. Also, Unrivaled is tonight. It's a couple Unrivaled games, and I'm interested in watching those. So I don't really want to be locked in on the Grizzlies Pelicans game, if I'm being honest. Not for the full game. I'm trying to cap the Unrivaled and make a couple plays in Unrivaled tonight as well. And if you're in Virginia, we do have Unrivaled now. It's available on FanDuel. I think DraftKings got some future odds. And Bet365 also got it. So tap in with Unrivaled if you're interested. I'll be dropping off some plays, getting back into the Discord over there if I find some things that I like today. Peasy says Grizz -12, Memphis -12. A lot of people like Memphis, think that they blow them out today. I can see it. D-Bookie says -21.5. Think this is an absolute blowout here. GLB Best is well rested, double-digit road dogs. Trend 12-6 to the under, 10-4 to the under. If it's a conference opponent, under in the Pelicans game. I'm just surprised that total is continuing to go up. 128.5 is crazy. That's crazy. What's up, Steve? Appreciate you for tapping in. Jose says Grizzlies trifecta spot as well. It's a bunch of people on the Grizz today, and it makes sense with no Zion on the other side. All right, so that's the show. We went through a bunch of comments to all three games as well. Let's see. Let me get to where I'm supposed to be. All right, so quick recap for today. I need to update this just a tad bit. We got Portland, Charlotte under 220.5. Actually, my favorite look on the board. Like I said, you can wait and see if LaMelo plays, if Bridges play, and then the total may go up a little bit. But regardless, I gave you guys a lot of reasons why I like this under here. So under 220.5, it looks like is the best number available. And I do lean. I'll write my leans down as well. Cleveland first quarter team total over, which is, don't know what this number is. I know that the 76ers are typically a team that can, if they play good, it's typically at the beginning of the games. I just think Cleveland is in a nice little bounce back spot here. So you can get Cleveland first quarter team total over 29.5. That seems pretty feasible in my opinion. Maybe even a Cavs team spread in the first quarter. Looks like they're laying two, maybe 2.5. And then the rest of the games are the Memphis first quarter team total, like we talked about. I really like that a lot. Over 30.5. I'm gonna just see if I can get a better number. I think it was 31.5. Memphis first quarter team total over 31.5. And then DeJounte. If that, long as that game stays close, I do think we see DeJounte go up and over his rebounds and assist line. I showed that to you guys on the screen as well. So over 13.5 rebounds and assists. And then Desmond Bane up and over his 3-point prop, just because you can get plus money. Absolutely love that. 3-point makes for Desmond Bane. So that's the show for today. Let's go ahead and play Portland. I haven't even made a play, but I'll play this. We'll go official with Portland and Charlotte under, which means it'll probably go over by 45 points. But that's what we'll go official with today. As the play, I'll send it out to the members. Only official thing that I played so far. Like I said, I'm just waiting to get a better number. I don't want to lay the minus 125 for the first quarter team total over for the Memphis Grizzlies, and it's only available on Fanatics right now. So if you're watching the show late, which I know a lot of people do, you probably get a much better. The number will probably be the same, still probably be 31.5, but you'll probably be able to get this a lot better than minus 125 as it starts to become available on more sports books, if you know what I mean. So that's the show for today, man. I think every team plays in the NBA tomorrow, so we'll be back bright and early. I might even do an overnight show to try to get ahead of some of these lines for tomorrow as the other games start to come available. But all the resources are here. Check them out. Referral links in the description of the video. Save yourself some coin if you're interested. Enjoy y'all Friday, man. Stay warm, and I will catch you guys either later tonight or tomorrow. I will be doing Cal's show. I think Ski back on with me today as well. Y'all have a great Friday, man. I'll catch y'all in the next one.